and Tricia Mornings. Our guest this morning is Diana. She's okay with us mentioning her first name. She wants us to ghost hunt her home for Halloween this year. So we're going to talk to her about what's been going on. And first of all, thank you for your bras donation.
Yay. No, thank you. You're welcome.
Appreciate the bag of goodies over there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to string them.
Please.
You bring them, we string them. That's how we work around here.
Okay.
All right, so we appreciate you helping us bring attention to the cause. Now, you mentioned in the submission letter that you sent us that you recently moved to El Paso.
Yes, we moved here in August of 16, so it'll be 2 years.
Couple of years now that you lived in El Paso. And you bought yourself a home in West El Paso. Is it one of these new builds, or is it something that's been around for a long time?
No, it's a new build.
A new build.
It's been about 9 years.
9 years. So it's 9 years old. You've been there for 2 years.
Yes.
How long after you moved in did you start noticing stuff?
2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
2 weeks was the first incident.
What?
Yes.
Okay, so nobody, like the realtor didn't say,
No.
by the way,
Nobody.
nobody.
They don't have to.
They don't have to. They have to disclose if somebody was killed or died in the house, but they don't have to say, yo, by the way.
Right, yeah. The last people that lived there were told to get out. And so they did.
Well, I do know they were in a rush to get out, but I don't
Really?
know why.
How so? Tell me how you know that.
They moved to Atlanta, and they left like 3 months before we even arrived. But I do know that they were in a rush to get out. That's all I know.
So what do you call them? Motivated sellers?
Yes.
They were motivated
Yeah,
sellers?
they were motivated.
Yeah.
Yes. And they accepted our offer right away.
Really? There's no haggling?
The house was on the market a little bit over a year.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, but that could be the reason why they
Yeah.
decided to just take it, man.
Well, yeah, but it was all those blinking lights in the middle of the night
Yeah.
and stuff, you know. Windows going up and down, you know.
It was all the, I'm not kidding. Get out. But you've never like reached out to them, you know,
the
to see
family?
you know, the people that left.
I did through my neighbor. She had their contact information, and she explained some of the stuff to my neighbor, and she reached out to them and asked, did you ever encounter anything?
Yeah.
And of course they said no.
Well, yeah, no, because if they said yes, they would be worried about having to take their house back
Right,
that they
right.
ran
So
away
they were
from.
like, yeah,
Right.
no.
Everything's cool.
And it's nothing that you brought from wherever you lived before.
No. I hope not, you know, but
okay, what makes you so
nothing
sure?
Well, because we never issued any or had any issues in our previous home
Okay.
from Houston. 'Cause
Okay.
that's where we're
now-
from.
All right. So I think what I'm trying to get to is you didn't bring a ghost with you
No,
like
yeah,
yesterday's
no.
person.
No.
Okay, good. I think that's what I'm really trying to get to.
Because we want to make sure
Yeah.
that no matter what, you take them with you.
Right, yeah. Because I think one incident a
It's
week
good.
is enough for
Yeah.
us. Okay. All right. So when we come back, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Diana's going to tell us about what has been going on at her home for the last couple of years, beginning 2 weeks after they moved in. Next on Mike and Tricia Mornings. What exactly happened 2 weeks after you moved in?
Well, my husband is a truck driver, so he wasn't home that night. And I'm going to bed. I just hung up with him, talking on the phone with him, and I'm in bed and I'm laying down, and all of a sudden I just feel someone sat on the bed and lay down with me.
So
And it sure wasn't my husband.
You noticed
I felt
the pressure.
Yes, the pressure on the bed.
Oh, man.
Did you
the
open
mattress.
your eyes and look to see if there was an indentation or something? You were
well,
you were facing the other way.
I was facing the other way.
Okay.
Yes, I was facing the other way, but I did feel it sit and like lay back on the pillow. Okay?
Oh, my God.
And it didn't get in the covers or anything like that.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
But it just sat and laid back.
Well, that's 'cause
and as soon as
that's because it could just disappear under the covers.
oh, it were like
Well, and here's my theory about covers and ghosts. They can't penetrate covers,
Ah.
which is why I always make sure my feet and my hands are covered by the covers, because that way they can't pull your fingers or your toes.
I didn't know that.
Good to know. Good to know.
yes.
So okay, and then what? You just laid there and went back to sleep.
Well, I turned around to look. Yes, turned on the light, little light I have above my side of the bed, and turned around and looked. Nothing.
Okay.
But yes, I did. I stayed there and tried to sleep.
Did you question yourself? You were like, well, maybe.
I did. I did.
Have you been questioning yourself ever since for the last 2 years?
Well, I have, but when other people now, family members, are also hearing and.
So who was the first one other than you to like come forward and say, "Okay, Mom's not crazy. I'm feeling this."
It was my in-laws, because my in-laws live with.
Oh, okay.
With me. Yes.
Okay. And what did they feel?
They didn't feel. They just heard footsteps.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
We haven't seen. No, we have not seen. We've just heard. And
you have
felt.
2 children.
I have 2 children.
Have they ever seen or felt anything?
No.
Neither one of them.
No.
They don't?
Just my daughter, who took a video because she was clean. She had cleaned her room.
Yeah, we
and
saw
she
the
was
video,
happy to.
Yeah.
She had cleaned her room.
Yeah.
And
it was a yay me moment.
Yeah.
Huh?
And she's
It's
just
kids today. They want a reward for everything.
well. She was trying to do some type of streak thing from keeping up a streak with. what is
Okay.
this?
Yeah,
Right,
like
right.
so many consecutive days of
Snapchat.
cleaning my room.
Yeah, Snapchat.
Oh, she was Snapchatting.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
And when she was just recording her room, and the streak was with her cousin in Houston, so she was going to send it to her, and what appears to be a shadow in her video.
Did she see it when she was videotaping, or did she
No.
see it on review?
Oh no!
On review.
Yeah. You can tell she
okay.
didn't see it when she was videotaping because she
doesn't
doesn't
say anything.
She
Yeah.
doesn't freak out or stop or anything. She just keeps doing her thing
Right.
of showing you the rest, the whole room.
Yeah.
And what else? What other kind of stuff have you heard or witnessed
also-
or felt or?
Also, in my bedroom, we have a sofa, and in the bed, of course, laying there, going to sleep, I've heard someone just sit, because it's a leather sofa, and you can hear the leather, move.
Yeah.
So someone just sat.
Oh,
you know,
man.
So you can hear that.
Yeah.
You can hear that. Another thing was, I was also in the bed, going to try to sleep. I just hung up with my husband, and I wasn't quite fully asleep, and someone just pulled my feet.
I told you.
Were they under the covers?
Well, now I don't remember that. No, but they pulled my feet, and the only way.
Because I thought, right now we can prove or disprove Patricia's theory. Oh man.
The only way what I felt and what woke me up or tried to wake me up, because I couldn't wake up, I couldn't open my eyes, I couldn't push because I'm asleep. They were pulling my legs, but I had a clip in my head, in
your hair?
Your hair.
in my hair.
Yeah.
And the clip, when they were pushing me, I could feel it.
Yeah,
also
pulling on
my
you,
hair.
Oh wow!
man.
Like
So that's
they were
what
grabbing
woke
you
me-
by the clip. Oh,
No,
wow.
They were pulling her.
As they
Yeah,
were
the
pulling.
clip
I
was
see.
like,
She was
yeah.
sliding down.
I was
Yeah.
sliding down. Yes.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Oh man.
So the clip was what woke me up, and
Oh, wow.
as much as I wanted to open my eyes,
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
I just
you were
felt
too
so
freaked
much.
out.
I felt so much like air, like pressure on my
on your
body.
Oh wow!
So I couldn't open my eyes. I
Right,
couldn't
right.
move, nothing.
Oh wow.
Until maybe some 30-40 seconds.
Which was
after-
a lifetime, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you couldn't scream either, right?
No,
You can't-
I
yeah.
couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I couldn't
wonder
I
if
did-
that's a case of sleep paralysis, as they refer to it as.
I don't know.
Which it happens all over the world.
Right, right.
And many question whether that's even paranormal, because nobody really knows, but it happens all over the world.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was that. Although I don't recall anybody, reading about
Saying
anybody
that they were
being
getting-
pulled.
Yeah,
and-
that their toes were getting pulled.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like they're trying to take you under the bed, which I believe is their lair. I think that's where it lives.
Great. She's like, dude,
Yeah.
what part of my husband's not there all the time did you hear? Bless your heart.
But one night when he was there,
Oh, okay.
when my husband was there, we're in bed, of course, trying to go to sleep, and I'm hugging him, like this.
Yeah, you're spooning.
I'm hugging him.
Yeah.
And we're asleep, but I felt someone watching me. I just felt it.
Yeah.
You know, I felt someone watching me. I opened my eyes, and it was right there, standing by the bed.
Like what?
On
Like
the side, on the side of the bed.
a
It
dark
was,
mass or what?
it was a tall person, like a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but when I opened my eyes, the shadow just came like towards my face. Like it just,
Oh wow.
Oh man. Oh man.
And
how do you explain that? I don't
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned earlier when we were not on the air, you mentioned that you think it's just you, like it's only honing in on you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe you made it jealous.
Maybe.
No, for real. Maybe
Or maybe it
because you were
wants to be
spooning your
spooned by
husband.
you too.
Maybe. Right.
Because it lays down next to
mean,
you. It's
and-
going, hey, maybe she'll spoon me.
Right.
Well, let me tell you something, ghost person. That is no way to get a woman to spoon you.
I know, right?
Is to get up all in their grill. Just doesn't work like that, man. You scare them is what you do.
That's right.
You
Next
know?
thing you know, we're ghost hunting the
Next
house.
thing you know-
And we're going to Palo Santo you.
Yeah.
You want to be a Supreme Court judge.
That's right.
And it gets used against you. And so you also talked about, you mentioned in the letter that you wrote that you're constantly changing light bulbs. Is there a specific place where you only change them, or is it all over the house?
No, it's all over the house.
Oh,
all
wow.
over the house.
Is that the only thing that ever blows up? Is it, or is it all kinds of electrical things, or just light bulbs?
Well, mainly it's the light bulbs, but we've been there 2 years, and from what I understood was that the microwave was new when we moved there, and the dishwasher. Well, the microwave went out, and the dishwasher went out, and our garbage disposal.
Have you ever had the electrical?
Yes, we didn't have it checked.
It's been checked.
Yes,
and
I
there was
actually
no
had-
surges or
No,
anything.
no. I had the gentleman who did our inspection when we purchased. He came back out.
Yeah, I was going to say
And-
they do electrical inspections before you buy a house.
Okay, all
He
right.
came back out.
Oh, wow.
Tell me
And-
about the dead birds. How often do you find dead birds in your yard?
I don't know, maybe once a month or once every 2 months.
Do they hit
but
your window, or you just find dead birds?
No. They just.
Are they
appear in the-
crows, or is it a specific kind of bird?
No, it's just a regular.
Just birds, sparrows.
Yes.
And they're just dead.
Yes, and they're just dead. They're just dead in the and only in the front yard. We see birds all the time in the backyard.
Yeah.
But only in the front yard.
Do you find them
And
dead?
they just look like they
Yes, they're
dropped
dead.
over.
Right. They just And we do have some pine trees, but there's no nest.
Yeah.
There's
Well, do you
my
have-
neighbor has pine trees as well, and I've asked him, "Have you ever?" And he's lived there the 9 years,
and nothing.
and he's never had a dead bird.
Now, we on occasion get birds that fly into our window
Yeah.
because it's tinted, and either they're attacking a suitor or something.
Yeah.
Do you think that could be it?
Well, where the birds are found, the window is pretty
Far away.
far away. But I have heard, maybe about 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I did hear, or I was actually outside when I heard the bird hit the window.
Okay.
But it didn't die right then and there.
No.
It flew off. It just hit and flew off.
It just went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took off again.
Took
okay.
off, yes.
Huh.
And
Okay.
And what were there flies also?
No, there's no
Okay.
mention of flies in the
Okay,
letter.
I couldn't remember if
Yeah.
I was getting that mixed
All
up with somebody from last year.
Or
Okay.
locusts. There weren't any locusts,
No
either.
locusts?
Yeah,
Okay, no
So
locusts.
we're-
That's good.
We're
That's
good
good.
so far.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, does your husband believe you?
now he does, because he actually encountered or had an incident when he was taking a shower.
How long ago
And-
was that?
This was a month ago.
A month ago. So
This
it's
was a
taken
month
him
ago.
this long to come around. Before he just thought you were crazy.
Well, that night when the shadow was standing by the bed,
Yeah.
and I woke up, of course, saw that, and I got up screaming.
Yeah.
Then that's the night when he actually.
Started thinking
Yes.
maybe there's
Yes.
something not right here.
Okay.
So what
Yes.
happened a month ago to him?
Well, he's in the shower. He's getting ready to go to work. It's 5:00 in the morning, and has some little containers in on the sink, or what do you call the countertop, and the lid to one of them just flew off and flew into the sink. And he's drying himself, not close to the counter or anything. He's drying himself with a towel, and he's and all of a sudden he just sees that fly into the sink.
Oh,
you know?
man.
So he saw it with his own eyes?
He saw it.
Oh,
He saw it.
Oh, Lord.
And so I'm in bed, and I heard it. And, of course, I get up, go to the restroom. Hey, what'd you do? You know, did you drop something? He goes, no. He was freaking out. He like, no, that thing just flew into the sink.
You know, that would have been the perfect time for you to say, you're crazy.
You're
and then turned around and walked away.
You're right. I would have.
Okay, we're talking to Diana. She wants us to ghost hunt her home for Halloween. So we're finding out some specifics, you know, before this decision gets made tomorrow. When we come back, Ramiro, who leads the group that's going to investigate the home, has a couple of questions that, you know, he wants us to ask you. So, you know, we can get a little better idea of what's going on.
Sure.
Next, Mike and Tricia Mornings, 93.1 KISS FM.
The weekend incident, this weekend's incident.
Yes, this was Saturday night, and it was already late, about midnight, a little bit past midnight. We're in bed, my husband and I, and we're just going to go to bed. We just turned off the TV. The AC was not on. My kids were already in their rooms, and you could hear. I mean, the house was silent, and we just heard mumbling, some sounds going on in the like something was going on in the living room.
Like they were talking, like somebody was talking?
Yeah, just talking, having a conversation.
To themselves, or did you hear more than one
conversation.
It was a
voice?
conversation.
So it was more than one voice.
Yes, you could hear more than one voice. But we didn't want to get up. We didn't want to get.
Neither did your husband, right?
It's one of
Not
those
after that jar flew
I know,
across.
right? It's one of those moments where you look at each other and you go, "Are you kidding?"
Wow.
But it was for a while. It was at least 3 minutes.
Oh,
It was for a while. It was for a while. It was for about 3 minutes, and the conversation was going. I mean, we
So it
couldn't
was like murmuring?
understand. Right.
Yeah. So they were like, Mama say, Mama pusa. Mama say, Mama sa. Like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Can't be good. Whenever somebody invokes
Right?
the Mama say, Mama
That's
sa,
not
Mama
good.
pusa, that's bad. Wow.
And then that following morning, we're taking a shower. I mean, getting dressed in our restroom, and we hear little kids playing.
Oh,
and
see?
this was
little kids,
little
not
kids
good.
playing not good, man.
this
No,
was
I do
this
not
was
like little
about
kids.
7:30 in the morning, Sunday.
Yeah, no.
And we heard the little kids, playing. And my mother-in-law was in the kitchen, and she heard the little kids playing. So I come out and I asked her, because we don't have there's only one little boy in our backyard.
Okay.
And
Buried or?
No.
there's one little boy who lives in the house in the backyard, but he's hardly ever outside.
Right, yeah.
Ever outside. And
you said kids more than one.
No.
Yeah,
yes,
you heard more than
yeah,
one.
you heard more
right.
than one.
Yes,
Right.
it was more than one. And I asked her, I came out and I asked her, is he outside playing? And she said, no, nobody's out. Because she could see the backyard.
Yeah.
No. And then she said, did you hear the little kids playing? And she told me, and we were talking about the same thing in the restroom, and she came out and told us the same thing, but it was early in the morning. It was about 7:30.
Are you by a school?
No.
And it's 7:30 Sunday morning.
Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Yeah.
I mean,
Do
that's
you
the
have a lot of
thing.
kids in the neighborhood?
No.
No. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. No, that's not good.
Yeah, see, that's
That's not
to me,
good.
that's the creepiest sound. Little kids playing in the distance. You're like,
Yes.
stop
Oh, I
doing
hate
that.
that.
She thought we
Yes.
had our TV on,
Oh.
and we didn't. And I know we didn't have. I mean, the TV in the living room wasn't on because normally I know the difference.
Sure.
Right.
I know the difference.
And see, that's the thing. I mean, like the murmuring thing, you can tell
Yes.
that that's not coming from anything
Right.
that it's explainable.
Right.
Let me ask you a couple of questions Ramiro wants clarification on. Have you had any recent acquisitions or inheritance of items? Any heirlooms, or have you bought any antiques since you moved in or when you moved in?
No, but what I did bring was, I did bring this from Houston. It was my grandmother's punch bowl.
Okay, that was it.
That's
Okay.
it. And that's in the kitchen.
Yeah, but you
But you had it for a
You had
while.
it enough.
Yes, I've had it for a while.
see.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Any unusual items that may be at your home that unusual, like I don't know, like a headstone, for example,
No.
or just something that people would consider unusual, a cadaver, something like that.
Some
Nothing.
creepy little doll.
Yeah, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Okay.
Okay.
Do you work?
I just started working.
Have you experienced anything unusual at work?
No.
No, nothing. So it's all at the house. Everything
Yes.
happens at the house. Are you especially religious?
No.
No. Nobody in your household is especially religious. Tell me about your daughter's recording of the shadow figure. Do you remember when it happened? What month? What year?
It was in December.
December.
This past year.
So it was
This
around
past
December of 2017.
Yes.
That's when she recorded that.
Yes.
Has there,
Interesting.
I know. Has there been like any? Because one of the questions we asked yesterday of our nominee was there like any upheaval? When do you
like a stressful situation?
Yeah, is there a stressful situation? Like when do you notice? Do you notice anything weird that happens before an incident?
Yeah, like was there some kind of emotional turmoil or some kind of a physical thing that went down prior to it starting? Do you remember?
Prior to it starting, no.
No, nothing.
We were very excited to come down here to
you've
El
been here
Paso.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it started right away.
Really?
But what we have found in the house, and this was this past, let's say, April. My daughter graduated in May, and so I'm gonna have family to come over and visit from Houston, and so we're cleaning, and so she's cleaning her room, and she has the bookshelves that are in the video. Well, at the very top, when we moved in, we didn't clean up there. So
those are like built-in shelves. Okay.
Yes. And so what we find up there are a leg, like from a Barbie doll,
Okay.
and then a bloody sock,
What?
and a muffler to a vehicle, to a semi truck. The muffler, like the little silver muffler.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
A
up there.
bloody sock?
A
What
bloody sock.
size was the sock?
It was a baby, like a 2-year-old, 3-year-old sock.
Talk about random.
Totally
Those
random.
are 3 of the most random things that would be up there on the shelf,
But
on
a
top of
bloody
a shelf.
sock?
Bloody sock.
Dude, I would have taken that to the church and
Do you still have all that stuff? No, you got rid of it?
Yes.
Like
yes.
trash can
Yes,
rid of it?
yes,
Or did
yes.
you bury it in
No,
the
no, no,
backyard or
trash can.
something? Next to that kid you were
man,
telling
no.
us about.
And what happened, or what my son, he's the one who said, "Oh my God, that leg." Well, my son, a couple of months ago, a year ago, it's almost a year ago, he dislocated his hip on the motorcycle. Okay, the little
The muffler?
the muffler.
Uh-huh.
Well, my husband had issues with his truck, and I'm saying like big expenses with his truck.
Yeah.
The truck broke down.
Wow.
And so those little kind of things that kind of
they kind of mirror. Okay, so
Yeah.
Ramiro is messaging me, and he says, "Has your husband brought anything home from his travels? Like anything? Like does he bring something to? Like remember in Gremlins? That's how Gremlins
Right,
started. The
right.
dad was a truck driver, and he brought home the Gremlin
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
was like on his travels. So
Yeah, like you
does he
find
bring
something
anything?
somewhere.
No,
Okay.
no, he doesn't. But I mean, no, he doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't. But he did when my daughter was a little girl. He would bring her dolls.
Barbie dolls?
No, like
Just dolls.
just dolls. Just dolls.
Okay.
And
But those dolls have been with her
Yes,
even
they've
when
been
you
with
were in
her.
Houston.
Exactly.
The only
Okay.
thing that wasn't
Exactly.
there in Houston was a doll
bloody
leg,
sock.
a bloody
Right.
sock, and a muffler.
Okay, so he wants to
Right.
also know. He wants to also know the video clip with your daughter where she sees that shadow. Have you shared it online?
no.
Okay, no. So yeah, he's
No.
he's listening to us. That's
Okay.
why.
All right. So you never shared that online,
No.
only when you sent it to us.
We haven't done it online, but we sent it to you, and then we've showed it like to
Yeah.
my neighbor.
but
Right.
you haven't shared
And then,
it.
of course,
No,
when
no.
she sent it to her cousin.
Right, right.
You know,
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know
All
why
right.
he's asking me these questions, but that's what he wanted.
And
to know.
also in the guest room, when all of a sudden there was just this really bad, rotten smell in the guest room, and nobody's hardly ever
in there.
in there.
Did you ask your husband if he dealt it?
Right?
No. No. Just making sure. because you know.
You're like, babe, what did you eat in
Sometimes.
front of her?
But this is the guest room, so.
We want to believe everything is paranormal.
And then it was also in her closet. And her closet and the guest room closet are
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever
back to back.
checked behind
So-
that wall to see if the rest of the bloody sock stuff is buried
Right?
in there?
No.
Wow.
No, man.
Okay.
So what I did was all I did was take everything out of the closets, both hers and the one in the guest room. And just vacuumed, and I put everything back in, and the smell was gone.
Huh.
No,
see,
I
that's
didn't-
what happened.
we
You
didn't-
sucked up the ghost.
We didn't.
if only it was that easy.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was the smell that. Okay, it was there for like about 3 days, and we're like, okay, where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? And what is it? I'm like, maybe she had food in her closet
Yeah.
or
Sure,
something.
yeah, you would
but
have found
nothing,
that, yeah.
Nothing.
Dead
Nothing.
animal or
nothing.
rat, something like that you
And
would have found.
Our puppy, our dog, he after the sounds that we heard this weekend, he's trained. He knows he has to go potty outside and everything.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Sunday morning
Uh-huh.
when we heard the little
The little kids.
Yeah.
and when I get up to go into the kitchen, go into that area,
Right.
in the living room,
He was like, I'm
he had an
good.
accident.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had an accident.
Because
Right.
the kids were outside.
Yeah,
He was
'cause
like,
he
I'm
didn't
not
wanna go
going out
outside.
there.
He's like,
He's
"No,
like,
I'm
whatever.
good.
Do you
I'm
not
good."
see the ghost kids in the backyard?
Okay. All right. Well, boy, we got a lot of
Boy,
thinking to
yeah.
do. This is some good stories we've heard the last couple of mornings.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, Diana, thank you for coming by this morning and sharing all of these
No,
details.
thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate
Okay.
you expanding on the stuff that you wrote us about. Because, like, there was nothing about a bloody sock
No.
and,
No.
and
And
a
a
doll leg and a
muffler.
muffler. That sounds like brujeria kind of stuff, man. All right. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank
If-
you.
Diana.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank
If
you, Trish.
anybody did follow her here, please leave with her.
All right, go away.
I got to make sure of that now after what happened yesterday. Mike and Tricia mornings on 93.1 KISS FM.